Alright, so after the lesson, you guys have the Hawks assignment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do some practice problems from the Hawks that you can actually go to compare, and we can talk about those. So for this first one, what I'm going to do is, because there's a 2 out front, I'd multiply it by both those exponents, so we get x to the 12th, y to the 8th. Plus means I'm multiplying, however, this is 1x to the 8th, which means you're dividing by x to the 8th. And then minus means I'm dividing, so that's going to be y to the 4th on bottom. So when you simplify that, I'm going to subtract my exponents, top minus bottom. That's how you would do the first problem. We did one like that on the homework or the notes, so that was not as bad. This one you type into your calculator, round it to the nearest 2 decimal places. So do log of 314 and then do natural log. If you have to, go to Scientific Calculator online, and there should be a free one that you can use. So I'm not going to go over that one. This is probably one of the harder ones. So guys, what you have to do is, on this one, if I factor out a 2, I have x squared plus 6x plus 9 left over. But the thing is, it's still log base 2 of that. Well, you got to think to yourself, for this first number, 2 to the what is going to give me that 2 that I factored out. So the answer would be a 1. Now you would do factor here. So I'm going to get x plus 3 squared. Remember, we can write exponents out front. So this ends up being the 1 out front. The 2 is going to go out front of my log. My base 2 is going to stay the same. And then I'm going to have x plus 3 inside parentheses. And that's how I would get that. So you have to divide by the 2. Think 2 to the what's going to give me 2. It's 1. That's why there's a 1 out front. And then the rest of it is based off of properties that we've done before. Number 4. If you're doing this one's actually pretty easy because we did examples like this. I'm just multiplying them. Number 5, same thing, you're just splitting it up. We did examples like this. So I'm going to do natural log of 3 plus 4 natural log of x minus 4 natural log of y. And the reason why the exponent goes out front, you just got to watch out for that. This one we did as well on the notes, but you take log of the number that's inside parentheses divided by the log of the number that's the base. You should get your answer. Number 7, kind of going back to what we did before, you got to think 5 to the what is going to give me 625. In this case, it ends up being 4, so that's the number that goes out front. Now my exponent of what's left over is what's going to go in front of my log. My base stays the same, and then all I have left is an x. So that's how you do those problems. We've done one like this. This was the very first problem, so this is going to go back to number 1. This one's a little bit different because I use natural base e and natural log. So when you do that, this e to the 8th out front right here, it's just going to come on top of the fraction. I'm dividing by x to the 4th, and I have a y on top, and that ends up being your answer because you can't simplify any further. So the number out front is going to have a base e because natural log and base e cancel each other, so they just didn't write it. Same thing as what we did before. You got to think 2 to the what's going to give me 32. Ends up being 5, so that's something that goes up front. The exponent goes in front of the log. Base 2 stays the same, and all I left is an x. This one, type into your calculator, should be able to solve it. This one's just division. We've done these before. The answers are below. Last one. This is probably one of the ones that was a little bit harder. So what you do is you take log, negative log of the number they give you, and you're going to round it to 1 decimal place. So that's what you would type into your calculator. I know I'm going through these pretty fast, but I just wanted to give you guys some examples. We did one like that, done one like that, done one like that. You should be able to do the rest for the most part. If you have any questions, just let me know, and we can figure it out from there. But that would be the examples that I have for you. So if you need to pause it at any point, you can go back and look at those. This one ends up being 10.4. All right. Again, send me emails if you guys have questions, or you can message me on Remind. Thanks.